All right, so this is our study guide for quiz 13-24. And before we get started on this study guide, I think I'm noticing a lot of people, or not a lot, but people that don't get extended time on quizzes and tests. They're walking out of the room without submitting their test. And I don't know when they're submitting them, but they're submitting them prior to the due date. So that's unacceptable. If you get extended time on tests or quizzes, then you're allowed your extended time like you have been in the past. But if you don't, your quiz is to be submitted electronically before you leave the classroom. So starting tomorrow and for the rest of the year, you're going to be required to put your quiz score on your work that you put in the basket before you leave. You're going to put your quiz score in the upper right-hand corner, because when you submit your quiz, it tells you what your grade is. So that grade is going to have to be on your work that you put in the basket when you leave the room when the bell rings. If you're not sure whether you get extended time or not, then come see me after the study guide today and I'll let you know. Okay? So here we go. Problem number 1. For these first 8 problems, you're asked to find the perimeter and area. And problem number 1, you have a triangle. All right, so in order to find the sum of these sides, we need these side lengths. So first things first here. All right, I'm going to label this side AB. We're going to find that side AB first using the Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to use the 10 and the 12 here. So 10 squared plus 12 squared equals side AB squared. So it becomes a calculator problem now. So 10x squared plus 12x squared is 244 equal to AB squared. We're going to find the square root of each side. And 15.6 is equal to AB. That's this side right in here. So AB is equal to 15.6. Now what we have to do is find side AC. And if we look at this big triangle, which includes the dashed lines, then this side, the whole bottom, would be the 10 plus the 18, and that's 28. And then we've got a vertical piece that's 12, and this side, sorry, AC, this side AC is the hypotenuse for that triangle. So second, I'm going to go 12 squared plus 28 squared equals AC squared. And again, it's a calculator. 12 squared plus 28 squared, 928 equals AC squared. And then we can find the square root of both sides. So 30.5 is equal to AC. So now our perimeter is equal to the 18, side CB, plus side BA, which is 15.6, plus side AC, which is 30.5. $64.1, and our area is equal to 0.5 times the base. Now it's the base of the triangle, so it's right here, the 18, times the height of the triangle, which is the segment perpendicular to the base, and that's the 12. So 0.5 times 18 times 12, 108. So there's our area and perimeter for problem number 1. Number 2, we've got a parallelogram. And this left side is 4. This angle down in here is 60 degrees. This top piece is 5.5. So if this left side is 4, then the right side's 4. If the top is 5.5, then the bottom is 5.5. Our perimeter is equal to the sum of the sides. So we got 2 times 4 plus 2 times 5.5, which is 19. All right, then our area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. What we don't have is this height right here. But what we do have is a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So our special right triangle rules apply, which means this short side down here, this red side, is equal to half of the hypotenuse. So this piece is equal to 2, which makes the long leg equal to 2 times the square root of 3. So the 5.5, which was the whole bottom down here, is our base, and the 2 radical 3 is the height. So our area equals 5.5 times 2 radical 3. $19.1. Problem number 3. Another parallelogram. All right, our top is 14. Our left side is 7. And we have a 45-degree angle. All right, if our top's 14, our bottom's 14. If our left side is 7, our right side is 7. So we can do the perimeter now. So 2 times 7 plus 2 times 14 . 42. Our area, it's a parallelogram, so our area is going to be equal to our base. 14 is our base, represents the entire bottom. And our height is right here. Now, in a 45-45 right triangle, the hypotenuse divided by the square root of 2 gives us one of the legs. So this hypotenuse right here, or I'm sorry, this height is equal to 7 divided by the square root of 2. And 7 divided by 2 square root, I get 4.9. So the area of this parallelogram is equal to 14 times 4.9. $69.3. Number 4. All right, left side is 22. Top is 26. Another 45-degree angle. All right, again, left side's 22, so the right side's 22. Top's 26, so the bottom's 26. Our perimeter is equal to 2 times 22 plus 2 times 26. $96. And our area is going to be equal to our base times the height. So the 26 represents our base. And our height, again, is the leg of a 45, 45, 90 right triangle. Same rule applies. 22 divided by square root of 2 will give us the leg of this isosceles right triangle. So 15.6 is the height. So our area is equal to the base, which is 26, times the height, 15.6. $404.5. Problem number 5. Got a square. And if one side of this square is 3.4, then all the sides are 3.4. So the perimeter of this square is the sum of the sides, or one side, times 4. So 4 times 3.4. $13.6. And the area of a square, I mean, you can do base times height if you want to. They're all the sides are the same, but the area of a square is equal to one side squared. So it's equal to 3.4 squared. And that's 11.6. And problem 6. We've got a rectangle. And the left side is 9. It's congruent to the right side. The top is 18.5. And it's congruent to the bottom. So our perimeter is equal to 2 times 9 plus 2 times 18.5. And I get 55. The area here is equal to base times height. So we do 18.5 times 9. $166.5. Problem number 7. Another parallelogram. And we've got a 30, a 20. Now our height goes this direction. This is a 60-degree angle. And if our top is 30, our bottom's 30. If our right side's 20, our left side is 20. The entire left side is 20. So our perimeter is equal to 2 times 20 plus 2 times 30. And that's 100. Now, this dashed line, again, is our height. Okay? If you get your quiz and you don't like the way that this looks, you can draw this picture and then you can just rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. And it'll put this 20 on the bottom, and it'll put this height going vertically like we've been seeing it. Okay? So to find this height, we're going to take the hypotenuse of this triangle up here, this 30, 60, 90 right triangle. We're going to take the hypotenuse, divide it by 2. That gives us the short leg, which is 15. And then we take the short leg times radical 3, and it gives us the long leg, which is also the height. So that's going to be 15 radical 3. So parallelogram, area equals base times height. Our area here, 20 is our base. Remember, our base and our height are perpendicular. So we need to use 2 perpendicular pieces. So 20 times 15 radical 3. And that's 519.6. Problem number 8. Let's see. All right, in problem number 8, this vertical piece is 17. The horizontal piece on the right is 17. And this piece right here is 13. So if this triangle on the right, which is the triangle we're working with, has 2 sides that are the same, then these 2 angles are the same. And if these 2 angles are the same and they need to sum 90, then they're 45 degrees each, which makes this a special right triangle. And in a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle, one leg times the square root of 2 equals the hypotenuse. So our perimeter is equal to 17 plus 17 plus 17 times the square root of 2. $58. And our area is equal to 0.5 times the base of the triangle that we're working with, which is right here. Here's our base. 17 times the height of the triangle. And the height of the triangle is this 17 piece right here. Okay? The two legs of this right triangle are the base and the height. So 17. $144.5. All right, two problems left. Problem 9 and 10. In problem number 9, you're told that the height of a parallelogram is 10 feet more than its base. 10 more than the base. Height of the parallelogram is 10 more than the base, so base plus 10. The area of the parallelogram is 1200, so the area equals 1200. Find the base and the height. Well, area equals base times height in a parallelogram. So we're going to take the information given, substitute it, solve for one variable, and then substitute again. So our area, 1200, is equal to the base times the height. But our height is right here. Our height is b plus 10. So our 1200 is equal to b times b is b squared, and b times 10 is positive 10b. So we're going to end up here with a quadratic formula problem. We're going to subtract 1200 from each side. And 0 equals b squared plus 10b minus 1200. We're going to identify our a, our b, and our c. Our a is equal to 1. Our b is equal to 10. And our c is equal to negative 1200. We're going to substitute those values into the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula says that, in this case, our letter b, variable b, is equal to the opposite of whatever our b value is, so the opposite of 10, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times our a times our c, all divided by 2a, and 2 times 1 is 2. So in the next step, we're going to finish everything under and including the radical. So we're going to have a negative 10, a plus or minus. You can type this discriminant in, everything under the radical, right into your calculator. So it's 10x squared minus 4 times 1 times 1200 negative, hit equals, and then push the square root button, and you should get 70. And all of that is over 2. So these are our two possible values for b in this trinomial. So we're going to settle both of these. We've got a negative 10 plus 70 divided by 2, and negative 10 minus 70 divided by 2. So our negative 10 plus 70 is 60 divided by 2 is 30. Our negative 10 minus 70 would be negative 80 divided by 2 is negative 40. Well, since the b in this case refers to the base of this parallelogram, it's not going to be the negative 40. So we're going to use a b that's equal to 30. All right, so our base is equal to 30. And our height is equal to our base plus 10. So our height equals 40. And if you want to check that, 30 times 40 equals the 1200. All right, and then number 10. You are told that the base of a triangle is half the height. Base of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the height. Area of a triangle is 196. Find the base and the height. All right, so the area of a triangle equals 0.5 times base times height. So we're going to start substituting again. Our A is 196 equals 0.5 times our base, which is half the height, or 0.5h, times our height, which is our h. So we can clean up this whole right side. So here's what I mean by that. 196 equals, you can take 0.5 and multiply it by 0.5. My calculator says 0.3, but it's because I'm on second fix 1. If I went to second fix 2 here, 0.25. 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25, and h times h is h squared. We can divide both sides now by 0.25. And 196 divided by 0.25 is 784. And that's equal to h squared. And then find the square root of each side. So 28 is equal to our height. If 28 is equal to our height, then our base is equal to 1/2 of 28. And our base then is equal to half of 28 is 14. All right, and that completes your study guide for your quiz tomorrow. And again, I'm going to remind you, tomorrow, your quiz is to be submitted before you leave class, unless you get extra time. If you're an extra time person, then you have your extra time to finish the quiz like you have in the past. If you're not an extra time person, I can't give you credit for submitting a quiz after the due date or after the due time. If you're not sure if you're an extra time person, then come see me and I'll let you know if you are or not.